Hey there, Chadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of the Top Listing Agent Show. Now, if you've been riding with me for a while, I just want to say thank you, I appreciate you, and I definitely see you. And you're the reason I keep showing up and dropping these episodes. So shout out to every one of you who's still subscribed, still listening, and still pushing forward. Now, the last few episodes have been different than the previous episodes. We've been talking about something deeper. We've been talking about the magic behind your business, the inner shift, the energy, the belief work. And yeah, I'm going to keep on bringing you that because who you're being determines what you're getting. But today we're diving back into the tactics. The market is shifting and people are freaking out. So I felt like I have to step in and help out the best way I can. Because I've been in dozens of coaching calls over the course of the last few weeks where agents are saying the same things and they're all sounding very similar. They're saying things like listings aren't selling. Sellers don't want to reduce the price. Buyers are waiting on interest rates. They're scared. They're saying, I'm scared. My clients are scared. I don't know what to do. And if you're feeling that too, today's episode is going to change everything for you because the one thing you need more than anything else right now is this. It's to master NLP. It's to master your conversations. It's to master the art of influence. And let's break it all down for you so you know exactly what we're talking about. We're going to begin by dropping some truth about the market. And we're going to start by saying, look, you cannot control the market. You cannot control the interest rates. You cannot control inflation or the Fed or whatever buyers read on CNN. But you know what you can control? You can control your mind. You can control your conversations and you can control the rituals that put you in a place of certainty and feeling good. Now, most of you, if you want to maintain your income this year, you're going to have to start talking to more people than you're accustomed to. Because fewer people are ready and fewer buyers are moving and fewer sellers are being reasonable. So what does this all mean? It means if you used to talk to 10 people a day to get one deal, now you need to speak to 20 people to just get that one deal. But here's the catch. You can't just talk to more people. You gotta talk better. You gotta become a master of language, a master of patterns, and a master of influence. Because in today's market, the best communicators are the ones that win, the ones who can lead with their words. And that's exactly why NLP can become your secret weapon. So why NLP? Because NLP equals confidence. And let me ask you something. When you get on a phone with a lead, do you know exactly what to say? Better yet, do you know how to say it? Like, look at the way I'm saying it right now. I'm using the same words expressing a completely different emotion. So, do you know how to say it? Do you know how to say it in a way that makes them feel seen? In a way that makes them feel heard? In a way that makes them feel understood and guided towards a decision? See, that's what NLP does. It gives you a set of tools. It gives you a set of patterns and techniques to, number one, build instant rapport, to ask powerful emotion-based questions, to use language patterns that influence the brain, to handle objections before they ever come up, to future pace your client into saying yes. And most importantly, it gives you confidence because you're not winging it. You're not guessing and you know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it so it lands perfectly every time. Now, let me share a real story with you. I had a client by the name of Adrian Hernandez, who was very shy. He was like literally a very shy, quiet kid when I met him. He started out in real estate as a real estate assistant. He didn't really believe he had what it takes to sell real estate. Didn't think he was good enough. He would always be second guessing every conversation. Then he dove into NLP. He studied the patterns. He practiced the techniques. He started using embedded commands in his listing presentations. He learned how to future pace his clients into working with him. He began to understand that his words were tools, and with the right tools, he could lead anyone to a decision. Long story short, Adrian went from a shy assistant to full-time listing agent to a seven-figure producer. He didn't do it with the hustle. He did it with the mastery of influence. And that's the power of NLP. Now, what I want to do now is I want to break down some specific NLP strategies that you could use immediately after watching and or listening to this podcast episode. So the first thing, and you've heard me talk about this before, but you probably had no idea this had anything to do with NLP. We're talking about using assumptive language patterns, meaning I want you to begin to speak to people in a way to where the future is being projected by that which you are saying. An example would be when we meet, we are going to A, B, and C. Or during my presentation, we're going to talk about A, B, and C. See, now you're speaking in a way that, yes, of course they are going to meet with you. Or better yet, you're on a listing presentation and you're just like literally a couple of minutes into the listing presentation and you look at the seller and you say, Mr. Seller, nobody knows this home better than you do. What do you think are some of the things that I need to highlight in my marketing to attract the right buyer when you list your home with me this evening? Like, do you see what I'm doing? That's using NLP strategies. And this is the power of using assumptive language patterns. So that way you're leading with certainty and you're framing the conversation around action. Now, another strategy that you could use is called future pacing. And instead of like asking a question like, Mr. Seller, do you want to list your home? Try this instead. Mr. Seller, imagine your home sold 30 days from now and you're already moved into your next chapter. How would that feel? Do you see how the question is getting them to think about a future event? That's the power of NLP. You want them to see the end outcome. You want them to see themselves reaching their goal as a result of working with you. So look, that's NLP. You're speaking to the future version of your client that's already on the other side of the decision. Another thing that you need to start doing is you need to start using what we call pattern interrupts. It's like when someone says, look, hey, I just want to wait a couple of months before I get back in the market, or I want to wait for whatever, okay? I don't want you to be the argumentative agent of like, whatever you're going to say that is not going to work. I want you to say something along the line of like, there's one way to go. But can I ask you a question? What's the cost of waiting? See, now they're thinking differently based on the question that you asked to interrupt the pattern that they're running in their head. You've interrupted their loop and you've taken the lead. And this is what separates pros. This is what separates top listing agents from part-time agents and or amateur agents. Now that we're done talking about this little NLP segment, what I want to talk to you about next is something that is just as important, if not more important. So let's zoom out here for a second. All these NLP tools, which there's a lot more than what I just shared with you. What I shared with you right now is like literally the basic of the basics. All these NLP tools, yes, they are powerful, but they're not going to work if your energy is way off. If you are in fear, if you're doubting yourself, if you're showing up with hesitation, that's not going to work. And that's why I always say this to you. Success isn't about what you're doing. It's about how you're feeling while you're doing it. So here's a ritual that I want you to begin to incorporate into your daily routine. I want you to start every single morning with a 10-minute command ritual. You want to tell your mind certain things like, I am the most confident agent in my market. I lead sellers to the best decision with ease. I love making prospecting calls because I change the lives with every single conversation. See, that's what I want you to do. I want you to literally brainwash yourself to believe that who you are is this amazing God-send blessing to the marketplace. So that's step number one. in the ritual. Step number 2 is I want you to begin to visualize your next appointment, same exact way I shared with you in the last episode. And I want you to see it going exactly how you want it to go, and step into that identity of the agent who gets the deal, not someday, but right now, today. And I want you to do this every single day, and NLP will land even better because you're now aligned from what is on the outside and what is on the inside. Now, if you've been listening and you're like, damn, Chadi B, I need this. I need to learn this like right now, then I need you to listen closely because the Real Estate NLP Academy is now open for registration. And we're only offering this 12-week training one time this year. And it begins on Monday, July 14th. And we still have a few slots open. This is where you're going to get full access to the tools, the scripts, and training to master NLP for real estate. And I'm telling you right now, this will transform the way you speak to leads. This will transform the way that you handle objections and control your income. So I want you to go to realestaternlpacademy.com, get all the details, and if you feel the pull, then get yourself inside. If this is your only opportunity this year, that would be the best move that you could do for you and your business to market proof your income. So here's what I want to leave you with. The market, it's going to do what the market is going to do. But you're not the market. You are the one who creates results inside the market. You are the influencer. You are the leader. You are the one people turn to when they're afraid because your voice is the voice of certainty. So master NLP, control the conversation, and you will control your market. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.